Welcome back to Truck Tech, everyone. Coming to you today from the Volvo Customer Experience Center here in Gothenburg, Sweden. This is an opportunity that Volvo afforded to us. They brought us over here for a background look at some of what they're doing on electric trucks, as well as advanced propulsion and other things that we have gotten an opportunity to experience over a couple of days. Today we're out at the proving ground where they have an opportunity to let us drive some of these trucks. We'll get to that in a moment. But this is a great opportunity for Volvo to really show off its connection to Gothenburg. You know, they'll be 97 years old next April, Volvo Truck will, and this is a birthday, and the fact that we are here in Gothenburg around this time as they're getting ready to open the World of Volvo Center next year in downtown Gothenburg. So much going on for the company, and just a great opportunity to visit. We hope you enjoy today's show.
This is the traditional European regional haul truck, so it's a little bit lower step. It's basically an FH with a little bit lower cab, but yeah, as you can see, it's the same configuration with wheelbase and so on, but it has the small city trailer in this setup today with a turning final axle on the trailer. So it's very, even though it's quite long, it's very smooth in city traffic and so on.
Primary use case would be?
Yeah, grocery stores from warehouse to supermarkets, yeah, things like that. So it's a little bit bigger than a distribution truck, but the next step, you can say.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so at this point, are these, where does this fit? You've got 6 trucks on the road now that are electric.
Yeah.
6 models. How would this fit in that mix? Is it?
This one is the regional haul, so it fits very well for you know, day-to-day traffic.
Like what we would call hub and spoke.
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
Okay,
That's a good expression. Yeah.
Okay, great.
So that's where it's situated right now, and then of course you can go longer with it, but the intention and the purpose as it is right now is of course into regional haulage.
Sure. Would you walk me around the truck a little bit and point out the key things that someone should know about it?
Yeah, absolutely. And then you have which is a legal requirement in Europe, the radars for the pedestrians on the sides and so on. You have the difference compared to America. You have the CCS connector. So it's another interface of the charger, but that's the only difference. Then you have 3 batteries on each side. So you have 1, 2, and 3. And each battery is 90 kilowatts. So it's 3 on each side of the vehicle.
So 90 kilowatts times 6, what kind of range are we talking about on a single car?
We're talking about with 40 tons up to 300 kilometers. And then of course depending on driving situation, climate, and so on. So, but up to 300 kilometers with 40 tons. And in this configuration, normally it's around 28, 32, something like that. So,
now is this side underride right here that we're looking at? Is that what this is for?
Yeah, this is side underarm protection, yeah, which is a legal requirement in Europe as well, because you need to have it. So, and then of course this area is excluded because that's in the turning area of the vehicle, but otherwise it's a legal requirement. And then, as we said, final axle is steerable, so it will be very, very smooth going into the cities.
So are we talking 4-wheel steer then? In terms of these are...
No, this is only slave steering.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's only it's slave steering. And then of course with the tail lift, so it's like we spoke about, it's a little bit in between distribution and hub and spoke, like you said, so you can use it a little bit. Mm-hmm. So, and it's a quite common combination in Europe. So it's yeah.
And once again, we've got side underride here. Now this is interesting. Yeah. This is very different from what we're used to in the United States. Yeah. Very different bar setup.
Yeah. And it's also legal requirement. It's they will stop you directly if those are damaged too much and so on. Of course, they can be dented a little bit, but if you lose them, you have to get...
Sure.
Yeah. So they are very strict on that one. And then this is also typical for the city trailers. You have one side where you can open up everything. So you can either load from the rear, and then, but when you fill it, you can do it from the full side. So that's.
And what do we have here?
Those are only just. It's for storage.
Huh.
Yeah. So for. And there you have the connectors to the air suspension and so on.
Mm-hmm.
And then for transportation papers, normally if they unhook and just leave it, they leave all the paperwork and so on. So
Sure.
it's
Well, it sounds like it's time to take a ride.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so we are in the cab now of the Volvo FM. This is a regional haul truck for Europe. It's roughly the same truck as we would have as the VNR electric in the United States. And we're going to take a little spin here with Tobias Bergman.
Thank you, Alan.
So a little bit of getting used to once you get going. I'm expecting the torque to kick in anytime now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can hold it here a little bit because what he does now is he does hill start.
Oh,
So and I think we can do that in this truck as well. If you have that one off. Yeah.
okay.
And now you can, if you stop roughly at the rock, Alan, if you go up a little bit and then you just stop, and we will do a hill start as well. And this one is 32 tons now. So
Okay.
yeah, so
Stop here.
yeah, we stop here and then you just hold the brake. And then when you're ready, you just move your foot over to the accelerator, just gently, and you just off we go, and you don't move backwards.
Wow. So hill hold is that's standard now on all the electrics for Volvo, is
Yeah,
that right?
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
And it's a 32 tonner in 12% uphill, so it's
That's a pretty good grade.
and on your right hand now, Alan, you have a stalk where you can adjust the regeneration going downhill, because now we go 16% downhill.
So we feel the regen. How many regen settings do we have in here?
I think we have three. We have two different choices. We can have one where we are only automatic for not so skilled drivers in city traffic. I think that is only on the FM, the distribution truck. On this one, we always have three different modes.
Well, one of the things you notice every time you drive an electric truck is just the smoothness. And yes, we do have mics on, but honestly, there's no noise in this truck. So we could have a normal conversation without microphones, I'm sure.
Yeah, more or less. And no vibrations is what we frequently do. We arrange sometimes on the Trucks Experience Center female days where, they get to experience and get them introduced to the industry, if you like. And that's one of the things that they really pinpoint, that no vibrations.
Well, you've had this power assist steering. I'm sure there's a better name for it in Volvo.
Yeah, and I think if you go in the left lane now, we will test that.
Okay.
Because now you will now we have manholes dug down, and now you will feel the Volvo dynamic steering. So there is no steering kicks.
Oh, right. Steering it. Pretty much holding its ground, yeah.
Yeah.
These aren't quite Belgian blocks, but they're effective, yes?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's dug down just to illustrate the benefit of the Volvo dynamic steering. Of course, it saves a lot of elbows and shoulders and so on for the drivers.
Over time, I can imagine that would be exactly the case. But right now, I mean, I could be driving a car, and feeling, basically the same feel that I'm getting here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with this particular truck and distribution, obviously being in the cities and urban areas, this is something that affects, people's environment, because obviously there's no pollution, because there's no tailpipe, right?
Yeah.
And, you basically have now the transition underway. You've been around this for a while, Tobias. How long do you think until this becomes predominant? I know what the goals are, but how long do you think until we get there?
I think depending a lot on the incentives by different, because we need help with this kind of technology going when it's going to be big like that. So it depends a little bit of the incentives in different schemes, and then of course the big companies, the companies with a lot of trucks and a lot of different logistics flows, we need to start there, and then eventually it will grow. So it's a very, very tricky question, Alan. I don't dare really to say when is the magical date when it will tick off. But from one sense, you can see that it's been growing. The interest is growing so rapidly here at Volvo Trucks Experience Center. Of course, we have a lot of electric vehicles and so on, and it's a good place for customers to go and test them.
Sure.
But it's a little bit tricky, yeah.
Yeah, let's take a look with that camera up front ahead of us now. We're on a straightaway.
Yeah.
I don't know what our kilometer speed should be, but we're getting a good look at the Experience Center here as we go by, and you've got some inbound train logistics and that sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
And it's interesting to me that the Truck Experience Center is here, but we're actually within an entire community of Volvo car. Is that right? I mean, everything around us is the car business.
Yeah, this is Volvo Cars premises, and it's from that time when Volvo Cars and Volvo Trucks were at the same spot before Ford Motor Company bought Volvo Cars.
Mm-hmm.
So then we built the Volvo Trucks Experience Center in 1998, and then we were still the same company. So
right.
That's why the reasoning behind why we are at Volvo Cars, to be honest. So
well, and now as you get ready, at least from a museum type perspective, as you get ready for the World of Volvo to open in Gothenburg in 2024. Your presence, and of course, I guess cars will be part of that too.
Yes,
because it's a joint venture.
Yeah.
It's got to be pretty exciting around Gothenburg now to actually be moving into the city and to have a presence there. I cannot pronounce the name of the island we're on right now. It is where are we now?
We are in Hisingen, which is the island which is part of the city, we can say. It's the fourth biggest island in Sweden, but it's still so close to the city center. But it's like you said, Alan, we will move into World of Volvo. We will have people coming to do the factory visit here at Hisingen. Then they will visit us at the Trucks Experience Center, and maybe they will have the dinner or pick up delivery of their vehicle and so on in World of Volvo, and they will get the experience. And World of Volvo will also attract the normal people in the city. I mean, the ambition is to have it open for students and so on. They will come on and they will get we will try not, of course we will try to Volvofy them in a way, but we will try not to Volvofy them too much. We don't want to force our company onto them, but of course we are very proud of Volvo and Volvo Trucks in Gothenburg, of course.
Well, and Tobias, I mean, and you should be. I had an opportunity to see the setup yesterday, and is it okay to go into this space?
Yeah, we can.
And I guess I just, I'm fascinated by all that you're trying to do to further identify with Gothenburg, which is the home, but next year is 97 years, I believe, right?
Yeah.
And so that's pretty exciting as well. This drive was terrific. Let's take a pause and maybe we'll grab another one. So Tobias, this is the Volvo FL.
Yeah.
And this is really kind of the first of the electric trucks for Volvo. It's also, I guess, the basis of what we know as the VNR Electric in the US.
Yeah, we can say the VNR Electric has one difference. It has two electric motors, but otherwise it shares exactly the same technology with batteries and the gearbox. But this one only has one electric motor, while the VNR and the FE, this sibling, which is slightly bigger, has two engines. But otherwise that is the same battery technology, and we can say it's the first generation electric driveline who has been in production since 2018 in Europe.
How many of these do you think are on the road in Europe?
Ooh, I have to come back on that one, Alan.
Okay,
I don't have that in my head, but we can take that later on.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's take a little walk around it. Let's see what you got.
Yeah. So first thing you see on the FL, Alan, it's a very narrow cab. It's only 2.3 meters wide. So it's for city traffic. So this is the distribution truck.
And when we talk distribution, in this case, we're talking about literally just pickup and delivery and that sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So this is it's 17 tons maximum. So it's going from the hubs out to the different restaurants, and this is typical city truck in Europe. Yeah. So you have batteries on the side, but it's slightly different shape. Oh, it's a bad echo, but so it's 2 batteries on each side, and you can also purchase it with 6 batteries. So it's a possibility with a longer wheelbase on the FL, you can now get up to 6 batteries. And then you can have, in the optimum driving range on this truck with a long wheelbase, you can get up to 450 kilometers.
That's quite a ways before you'd have to charge. So you could do several runs from, say, a distribution center to a retail outlet?
Absolutely, absolutely. And again, the problem is when you go for that high mileage with 6 batteries, you get less payload. So then it's volume transport. So but it's possible to tailor in a very good way. You can have it with 3, 4, or 6 batteries, for instance. So of course you should not fit more batteries than you need. So it's also very versatile. And in that sense, it's a typical European distribution truck. It's always 2 axles, so it's pretty straightforward. Leaf suspended in the front and air suspended in the rear, and with a tailgate. So it's very, very simple. And then now this one, like we saw on the other city trailer earlier, Alan, it's very common on those trucks as well that they have a fully opening side. But this one doesn't have it. But it's also very common because then you can tailor where you load and what you load and to different stops. And
sure.
Yeah, and they are also quite aerodynamic. So, and then as you can see, being a city truck, it is a very low instep. So it's very convenient for in and out traffic if you do parcel deliveries, post, and so on. And it's in a sense an honest truck. This is basically our instep model. It's only a truck. It's not so much fancy things. It's a workhorse.
Well, I think one more time, Tobias, we need to take a ride. What do you think?
Yeah, why not, Alan? Of course.
And you were saying that basically it's really not much more than a delivery truck, but it's everything a delivery truck needs to be.
Yeah, absolutely, Alan. This is the entry model for Volvo trucks. It's the smallest truck. It's the first truck we electrified, logically being in the cities. You have a slightly different instrument like you saw there. You have a plus-minus meter there where you will see the regeneration, and you will see instantly the output and the regeneration. So it's a little bit different, but still. And this one has the 2-speed gearbox, same as the VNR and the FE, and also same as the city bus from Volvo buses and the articulated bus.
Oh, okay. So if we're thinking about a bus, same system in the bus as this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
So it's
which is a lot of start and stop, and I imagine with this truck you're going to get a lot of regen because you're,
Exactly.
I'm parking, I'm dropping, I'm picking up, I'm taking off again.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Good.
So fair enough.
All right.
This one. Yeah.
We actually have a
And then you see if you get the green truck there in the middle.
Got it. Yeah.
So fair enough. Oh, it was a good. Let's crank it one more time and hold it a little bit longer. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes. And now the plus-minus meter came. So super good. And then you have a little bit slightly different. Now you have normal with pneumatic parking brake, a little bit more straightforward, and you have the gear selector over here. So it's drive and reverse. That's the only thing. Yeah. Come on to that, and then you just press drive. Yeah. Okay, Alan, off we go.
Okay. So now we've got the smallest of the family,
Yeah.
and really the first from 2018.
Yeah.
Opportunity to sort of go do some pickup and delivery, but we're not going to do that, right? We're just going to take this around the course and see what it gets us. Again, really no effort to this truck, and I realize you told me, Tobias, this is the first generation.
Yeah, this is the first generation electric drive down from Volvo Group, you can say, and it's made its entry actually in the Volvo city bus in I think it was late 2015 or 2016, so it's been around for a while now.
Yeah.
And then in Volvo trucks in the FLS since 2018, yeah.
Right. Now, this would not be the same powertrain, or would it, as the refuse truck? Would it be the same as that, or?
No, it depends on. We have a sibling to this one, which we call FE, which are more equivalent to the VNR. And right now we're filming a little bit different parts of the test track. We have here at Volvo Trucks Experience Center, so we have 12% uphill, 16% downhill, and then we have a couple of kilometers of normal, we can say, European rural roads. So it's perfect for experiencing the distribution truck as we are doing right now.
Yeah. Well, this would also be the one that presumably a company could get into for a good bit less money, but still with some of the incentive programs here in Sweden, as we have incentives in the U.S. You could probably get in this and get to your cost of ownership parity rather quickly.
Yeah. And this one is typically in Europe going multiple shifts, of course. Mm-hmm. This one goes a day shift, and then it's maybe standing for an hour or so, and then the evening shift comes and so on. So they have high utilization of trucks like this.
Right.
So it's also very beneficial for the TCO, of course, of a vehicle like this. So
how's the durability worked out? This truck's been out there for 4.5 years now.
Yeah.
Are you good reports in terms of its operation and everything? Everything's.
Yeah, we are very lucky for Volvo buses being the pilot of the powertrain and the battery technology. But I must say, both on Volvo buses, as you said, Alan, a lot of start and stop, but also for the vehicles, they have been fantastic so far. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I guess it is the truck itself is gentle towards the driver, and I think the driver pays back to the truck in that sense, that they get a lot more calmer, and that means that they are saving the truck a little bit. So traditionally in a distribution truck or a refuse vehicle, it's the accelerator pedal is a little bit digital. It's full, and then it's full brake, and it's full, and it's full brake, and so on. So that's the case. So it has been fantastic. Of course, there are some batteries and so on, like it is with all technology, but it has been fantastic.
Yeah, very good. Well, I'm just a remarkable little course here, in terms of the differences. Now, we didn't do the manhole covers this time because this truck probably predates some of the steering technology. Is that right?
Yes.
So
yes.
This probably best that we didn't do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If we drive with this truck on the potholes, you'll feel it. you will feel it in that sense. So well, it's what I said. It's a little bit more honest truck. It's a delivery van.
Yeah.
Basically, you can say.
Sure.
17 tons, but still. So it's but it's been around, and also the diesel sibling to this one is a very common truck. We sell those a lot in Europe. So
I go the wrong way?
Yeah.
I think I may. What did I do?
All the trucks are facing. Yeah, must have gone.
Here we have the lineup. Yeah, going down towards the parking lot.
Right. Yeah, I'm pulling back to that. Okay.
Well, it's certainly, driving a truck like this does tend to relax you because you're not fighting anything,
Exactly. And I guess that's what the drivers experience. I mean, a lot of the distribution drive.
We can park it in the other end. How can we take it?
A lot of the distribution drivers, they are quite stressed.
Yeah.
They wanna rush things, and basically what they are saying, if they go electric, they will not go back because it's a totally different thing. Imagine driving this for 2 or 3 years, Alan, and then your boss comes and say, "No, you will get a new truck. You will get a diesel one."
Right.
That will be very challenging for most people, I would say.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, I think, we've got at least a taste of a couple of the products here that, Volvo offers. And I think what we're looking at, I mean, with 6 different products out there now, you really are kind of covering the range. There's really nothing left for you to work on, is there, as far as... Okay. Well, Tobias, thank you so much. This is great. Really appreciate your time.
Yeah, no worries,
patience with me. And...
Yeah, that's why we're here.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, all the best.
This has been quite an afternoon at the Volvo Truck Experience Center. We hope you've enjoyed the ride along and the opportunity to spend some time with Tobias and myself. We will see you next week on Truck Tech.